So, have you ever felt that losing that stubborn belly fat means you have to punish yourself? Endless cardio, just misery at the gym? Well, if you have, this explainer is definitely for you. We're about to dive into a completely different way of thinking, one that isn't about suffering at all, but about working smarter with your body's own biology. Let's get into it. You know exactly what this looks like, right? Every January, the gym is just packed with people on treadmills, their faces are grim, they're just pushing through the pain. And look, they're determined, but what they're doing, we could call it playing the game on hard mode. And the most frustrating part, for so many of them, that belly fat just will not budge.
And that's the big question we're tackling today. What if all that intense, punishing effort is actually making it harder to lose the exact type of fat you're trying to get rid of? What if there's an easy mode that's not only way more pleasant, but also, believe it or not, way more effective?
So here's the problem with going all out, all the time. Your body basically thinks it's in an emergency. When you push yourself into that super high-intensity zone, your system just gets flooded with the stress hormone cortisol. And this is the critical part. High levels of cortisol can actually signal your body to hold on to visceral fat. That's the really dangerous fat around your organs as a survival tool. You're working harder, but you're accidentally sending the completely wrong signal.
Okay, so let's flip the script and look at the science behind easy mode. Because to really understand why something as simple as a walk can be so powerful, we have to get into how your body decides what kind of fuel to burn in the first place. Is it going to be sugar or is it going to be fat? It all comes down to intensity.
Now check this out. The contrast here is just fascinating. In hard mode, like sprinting, your body needs energy and it needs it fast. So what does it do? It burns the easiest thing available, which is sugar. And once that's gone, high cortisol can even start breaking down your precious muscle to get more sugar. But in easy mode, like a nice walk, your heart rate stays low, your body knows there's no danger, so it calmly taps into its most efficient, long-lasting fuel source, your own body fat. You're basically telling it to burn exactly what you want it to lose.
Okay, so we've established that walking is the right kind of exercise, but we can make it so much more effective by getting strategic. This first set of hacks is all about timing. It's about turning when you walk into a seriously powerful tool for managing your blood sugar and hormones.
So our first hack has a pretty great name, the glucose sponge walk. This is all about what you do right after you eat, and honestly, it is a total game changer, especially for anyone who's dealing with insulin resistance, which is so often the root cause of that stubborn belly fat.
And the steps? They are incredibly simple. First, eat your biggest meal of the day. Then, pretty much right away, just go for a short 10 to 15 minute walk. The whole idea is to use the glucose from the food you just ate as immediate fuel for your muscles, which stops your body from having to store it as fat. So, how on earth does that actually work?
Well, the science behind this is so cool. See, normally, your cells need the hormone insulin to kind of unlock the door and let glucose in for energy. But if you have insulin resistance, that lock is basically broken. Here's the magic trick. The physical act of contracting your muscles, literally just walking, opens this special side door called GLUT4. This little transporter moves to the surface of your muscle cells and just pulls glucose right out of your bloodstream. No insulin required.
And this quote just perfectly illustrates the effect. By walking right after you eat, you're creating a workaround. You're bypassing your body's broken insulin system. Your muscles really do act like a dry sponge, just soaking up all that excess blood sugar before your body ever gets a chance to store it as fat. It's like you're earning the meal you just ate, in real time. All right, time for our second timing hack. This one is designed to directly, specifically target your fat stores. It's called the fasted morning activation, and it takes advantage of the unique hormonal state your body is in first thing in the morning.
Just a simple 20-minute walk before you eat anything is unbelievably potent. Why? Because overnight, your insulin levels have dropped to their lowest point. And when insulin is out of the picture, your body has direct, easy access to your fat stores for fuel. It's primed to burn fat. Plus, you get a bonus. Morning sunlight in your eyes helps set your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, which leads to better sleep. And guess what? Better sleep makes you more insulin sensitive the next day. It's this amazing positive feedback loop.
Okay, so we've covered when to walk. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of how to walk. These next few hacks are all about fine-tuning your technique to make absolutely sure you're squeezing the maximum metabolic benefit out of every single step. Now, this one might sound a little weird, but I promise you, it's one of the most important hacks on this list. It's called the nasal-only rule, and it basically acts as your body's built-in speedometer. It guarantees you stay in that perfect fat-burning zone, no expensive gadgets needed. The instructions could not be simpler. As you walk, keep your mouth closed. Breathe in, breathe out, only through your nose. If you start to feel that urge to gasp for air through your mouth, that's your body's signal. It means you've crossed the line from burning fat to burning sugar. So what do? You just slow down a little until you can comfortably breathe through your nose again. Easy.
So why does this little trick work so well? Well, it's because of something called the Bohr effect. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. Breathing through your nose slightly increases the CO2 in your blood, and that little bit of extra CO2 is crucial. It acts like a key that unlocks oxygen from your red blood cells, delivering it to your muscles and your cells. Without enough CO2, that oxygen stays locked up tight, and your cells just can't burn fat for fuel.
Okay, so once your body gets used to walking, it becomes more efficient, which is a good thing. But to keep making progress, we need to add a little something new, without jacking up the intensity into that stressful zone. And that brings us to our next technique, rucking light. Let's just start with the result, because it's pretty impressive. We're talking about a 20 to 30% increase in the number of calories you burn on your walk. That is a massive return on a very, very small change. And that increase comes from carrying just 5 to 10 pounds. Seriously, that's it. A couple of water bottles or some books in a backpack. This tiny bit of extra weight forces more muscles in your core, your back, and your glutes to fire up and stabilize the load. You're basically turning a simple walk into a low-impact full-body strength and conditioning session, all while staying in that perfect fat-burning heart rate zone. Our final technique hack gets right to the root cause of so much of that stubborn belly fat: stress. This one is called the optic flow reset, and it is a super powerful way to use your walk to neurologically calm your entire nervous system down. The most important rule here is to fight that powerful urge to look down at your phone. Instead, when you walk outside, just let your eyes softly scan the horizon. Use your panoramic vision. This creates a pattern of movement in your peripheral vision that scientists call optic flow. And the research shows this directly signals the amygdala, your brain's little threat detector, to power down. You are literally, neurologically telling your brain that you are safe, which in turn tells your body to produce less of that fat-storing hormone, cortisol. So when you put all these different hacks together, it really points to a whole new philosophy of fitness. Let's call it chilled fit. It's a move away from that old no pain, no gain mindset that, let's be honest, usually just leads to burnout and injury. The point isn't about how much pain you can endure, it's about what signals you're sending to your body. And this right here is the most important takeaway of all. Your body is a survival machine. It is not going to let go of its emergency energy reserves, your body fat, when it feels like it's under attack. It only releases that weight when it gets consistent signals that it's healthy, that it's safe, and that everything is stable. These walking hacks are designed to send exactly those signals. So that leaves you with a simple question for tonight. When you're thinking about moving your body, are you going to plan a workout and choose that hard mode that sends your body a bunch of stress signals? Or are you going to plan a walk and choose the easy mode that tells your body it's safe, it's healthy, and it's finally ready to let go of that fat? As we've seen, sometimes the easier choice is actually the smarter one.